Shannon. How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
All right, y'all. So, slang in North Carolina is different from slang in New York. Like, for instance, in New York, a porno, hold on, I fucked up, y'all. In New York, a flick is a movie. In North Carolina, a flick is a porno. So my homegirl was with her boyfriend. We from Durham. And her boyfriend is from New York. So they was at a hotel room one night. I'm high as fuck too, y'all. They was at a hotel room and the boyfriend had some homies coming over. When they came over, he said, baby, put a flick on. This bitch put on chocolate pussies in his hood. I can't stand a bitch ass nigga, y'all. And let me explain to y'all what a bitch ass nigga is. So when I was in college, one of my best friends is a black gay dude or whatever, so I spent a lot of time getting co-ed fines and shit. So I was hanging with my homeboy or whatever, and he got to fighting with this other gay nigga. Next thing you know, it was a whole room full of gay niggas. It was just me in there. So then one of the gay niggas looked at me and he said, Krista, is you gonna break up the fight? I'm looking at this motherfucker like, you bitch ass nigga, hell no, I ain't breaking up the fucking fight. I'm a fucking woman. What the fuck wrong with y'all? And that's what a bitch ass nigga is, in case some of y'all white people didn't know. Oscar was talking about shooting. I shot a bitch last year, y'all, for spitting on my car. It's safe to say that bitch won't be spitting on nobody else's car.
Thank you.
So I had to turn myself in, of course. So I went and got my attorney or whatever. We were sitting talking to these investigators or whatever, and they said that they wanted to see my phone for 3 days or whatever to make sure that this was not planned. So I looked at the interrogator and I said, my pussy's in that phone. He said, we seen those before. I said, you ain't seen this pussy? My attorney fell out laughing, y'all. Anybody grow up stealing cars? Just me. That's how I learned how to drive, y'all. Anybody ever work from home? All right, y'all. Last time I worked from home, the house got raided. Black people will say some crazy shit, y'all. Like one day I was walking down the street in Raleigh or whatever, and there was a bunch of niggas on the side of the road. And I heard a nigga say, the next motherfucker that walked down this street, I'm shooting that motherfucking ass. So I'm the next motherfucker to walk down the street, and the nigga looked at me and said, oh, that's Kristen. And I kept walking. Then he said, the next motherfucker would walk down here getting shot. I was like, yeah, that nigga gonna get shot today, fucking around. My homeboy was telling me about how his weed man didn't have no weed one day, and he just told him that he had some crack. And then he acted like he ain't want it. And I said to myself, that nigga know he bought that crack and smoked that shit. That was all he had. Somebody was up there talking about Subway. I stay in Raleigh, y'all. And I've been staying in Raleigh for a long ass time. This is when I was way younger and a lot crazy. I was probably like 19 or 20. It was a Subway downtown. It ain't there no more, I don't think. And I don't know, it was some type of Hispanic motherfucker. He wasn't Mexican, he wasn't white, and he damn sure wasn't black. But every time, y'all know how you order a sandwich at Subway, you tell the motherfuckers what you want. So I'm telling the nigga what I want and shit. So everything that I say, he got an attitude just slamming the shit on the sandwich. I'm like, lettuce, he like, tomato, he like, lettuce. I mean, not lettuce, onions. Everything that I say, he got an attitude with it. So, my daddy taught me a long time ago, you don't like somebody customer service, you don't shop with them. So, I waited for this motherfucker to finish that sandwich, y'all. And I said, take that sandwich, turn it sideways, and shove it up your candy ass, because I don't fucking want it with your nasty attitude. I'm not a sports fan, y'all. And my whole life I've been hearing the name Gilbert Arenas. And I always thought that the motherfucker was like a Mexican salsa dancer or some shit. So I had heard on the radio that the nigga had got locked up for gambling. I was like, that sound like some nigga shit. So I Googled him. The nigga black. Y'all ain't like that one. Let me see. I did that one already. Alright, I guess I'll go back to some of my shit that y'all normally do. Alright, y'all. I fucked a lot of married men in my time. And a lot of married men tend to tell me stories about how they got molested by their babysitters and they liked it. So this one dude I met, he was married or whatever, and he told me that he was fucking his babysitter since he was 8. And he was proud of this shit, so I felt bad for the nigga. So I told him that I was sorry that happened to me, and when we was fucking, he was stuck on doing this missionary position. So I was like, you know what? He said what? I said, you fuck just like an 8-year-old. Don't fuck off me, nigga. When I was in college, I was working at a convenience store, and I was fucking with this married man, but I didn't know he was married. He had took me to a hotel room and done something to me I ain't never had done before. The nigga was fucking me and sucking my toes at the same time. I looked down at that nigga and said, will you marry me? I thought I was gonna be in the Guinness World Record for the first woman to nut out her toes, y'all. I was scrolling on Facebook one day and I saw a post that said, I wonder what white women pussy tastes like. And I reposted and I said, bologna, question mark. And my white homegirl was like, bitch. I was like, bitch, don't get mad with me. My pussy probably tastes like chicken. Cause the way them niggas be eating my pussy, you would have thought it was a fried chicken Wednesday at HBCU. And when I nut, it's hot sauce, but it ain't bacterial vaginosis. Crystal Mo is a freaky motherfucker, y'all. And I like anger. And so my homegirl was telling me about how this dude had just rammed a dick up her ass. And I was like, bitch, you can't just have a dick rammed up your ass. If you have a dick rammed up your asshole gonna be ringing. So I was like, you gotta do this shit like a perm. The irony of a perm is they call that shit a relaxer. So I'm natural, y'all. I ain't had a perm in a long time, but let's run the perming process back. The first step to getting a perm is you gotta part your scalp. That's spraying your ass cheeks. The second step is you gotta grease your scalp. That's lubricating your asshole. The next step is you gotta relax. And that's how you take a dick up your ass. Any questions? How many of y'all men like fellatio? Damn, none of y'all? What the fuck?
Yep.
Yep. All right, y'all. So y'all gotta do us a favor. Y'all gotta shave down there. We don't want to suck y'all dick and you got a fucking Angela Davis afro down there. Now I'm down there flossing instead of sucking dick. How many of y'all men eat pussy? None of you.
Yep.
None of y'all. I was fucking with this dude, y'all. He had a chipped tooth and he was sucking my pussy so hard I thought that nigga would stab me to death. Because that nigga not steak. This one dude was blowing in my pussy like it was a glove. I started to pull out a pen and pop that motherfucker in the head. What the fuck wrong with you, nigga? What I'm gonna leave y'all on? Alright, I think I'll leave y'all on the meat monster. Alright, y'all. Crystal Mo got rules or whatever. And I spend a lot of time on dating now. So one of my rules is I gotta see a picture of your dick before I pull up. If I don't see a picture of your dick, I ain't pulling up. So what the dudes do is they like to take a picture of the dick and zoom in and make the dick look all big and shit. This is what I call dick fishing. When I pull up to your house, the same dick in your hand ain't the same dick in my phone. And I don't like that. So one day I had met this dude or whatever, and he sent a picture of his dick. It was real big and girthy. He called himself the meat monster. He had a real big dick. So when I pulled up, I kind of got like catfish, y'all, because online the nigga was like 30. But when I pulled up, he was like 50. But I was like, bitch, fuck it, you here, you want to get out the car. So I got out the car. And I was like, are you the meat monster? He said, yeah, I'm the meat monster. So I go into the apartment, it's an old ass lady sleep on the couch. I'm like, they must do some type of drugs or some shit. So I go in the next room, he had a dollar on the dresser. I'm like, he been doing cocaine, he about to fuck the hell out of me. So I go in the room, y'all, and the meat monster is eating the hell out of my pussy. And we start fucking, the meat monster is hurting me and I don't want him to know. So I'm like, look baby, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom and I was like, start talking to my pussy and I was like, look bitch, you can't let the meat monster little girl you can't let the meat monster little girl you. Now go in there, knock that dick in the dirt, go home. So I come out, y'all, I fuck the meat monster, I knock the dick in the dirt, I go home. So it's like 2 weeks later, I'm talking to my best friend, which is a black gay dude. So I was like, bitch, I met this nigga on Tad the other day. He called himself the meat monster. He had a real big dick and he was fucking the hell out of me. And my pussy still hurting. and I fucked another dude, and he probably thought he was tearing that pussy up. But I was still hurt from the meat monster, y'all. I'm Chris motherfucking Mebane.